Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
So, hello dear friends, welcome back to NPTEL online course on logistics and supply chain management. So, we started discussing the basic supply chain structure, what are the different concept under supply chain management, and then we divided this whole supply chain into 3 different streams, right. So, first starting with your suppliers, ending to the manufacturer. Second, within manufacturing facilities, whatever is happening, how we are streamlining all those operations. And third stream is from your manufacturer end to consumer end, right. So, in the last session, we finished our discussion on this first stream, where we discussed about the procurement management, sourcing management and supply management. So, now today we will start our discussion on the second stream, which is again within that manufacturing facility, how we are streamlining the operations. So, again I am drawing just for your just to recall that I am drawing that basic structure of supply chain, where we have raw material suppliers, we have manufacturer here, and in the end we have that distribution network through which we are reaching to customer. So, today we will start our discussion on this second stream, where we will take care of your operations management, how we are managing different activities under that, right. Then we will talk about material management, how the smooth flow of material can be ensured. Then we will talk about how we are converting the your raw materials into finished one, right. So, then we will move towards the third stream, which is taking care of the final distribution from your manufacturing end to the end customer, right. So, we will talk about the distribution management. Although we have discussed a lot, I think almost 18 to 19 sessions while discussing your third stream, but still quickly we will go through what is there. If we will talk about the complete supply chain, we will quickly go through that third stream as well. So, operation management. So, operation management, here we need to understand the basic difference between operation management and production management, right. Sometimes we are using these terms interchangeably, but operation management, if the difference lies with the scope, right. We will talk about under production management, we are talking only about how we are converting the raw material into finished one. So, taking care of all those activities which are required to finish that good, right. So, that is under production management. Operation management can happen anywhere, right. Whatever processes, activities you are doing in HR department, that is also part of operation, right. How you are handling those operations. Even if you are interacting with the customer relationship management, it's always again you are into operations, right. How you are managing the records. Packaging, again operations. Distribution, again operational area. So, then we define operation as sub part of supply chain, where the complete picture we can view as complete supply chain, and as a part of that complete supply chain we are doing so many different functional units are there who are doing all those operations, right. So, it is an area of business management that is fundamental to running a successful enterprise, right. So, successful enterprise, how you can ensure successful when you are ensuring the smooth supply of the raw material in most efficient way, right. Whatever products and services are demanded from the customer end, you are getting that information from the market. Accordingly, you are designing your process, designing your product, and then accordingly you are sourcing the partners, right. So, this is complete operation management, right. So, how efficiently and effectively, that means with minimum cost and highest quality, how you can deliver that product. So, you need to take care of that. So, you can see if a company is managing all those different, it's not that only one part, only manufacturing you need to ensure, right? Even if you are doing packaging, that is also equally important because it is the first phase. If you are doing order fulfillment, that is also equally important. If you are concerned about the transportation management, finding the optimal route, best route with minimum cost, optimally utilizing the capacity of the container, optimally utilizing the capacity of the warehouse. So all comes under that. So you can see if you are planned in that way, how it can make difference. So if we'll see what are the responsibilities of business operation management, first thing is you need to design the process, right? How you will ensure the smooth supply process, not only your manufacturing process. Manufacturing, obviously, you need to design all the stages required to convert that raw material. Maybe if product is very simple kind of supply chain or manufacturing, so maybe 5 or 10 stages are there till the packaging. If the product is a kind of, maybe you are manufacturing automobile, you are manufacturing some home appliances, where maybe these stages can vary from 100 stages to maybe 1000 stages, even up to the final finished product with the packaging, right? So how you are designing the complete process, right? So that is one. Again, if this is one manufacturing department, if I'm talking about, let's talk about the process design within quality. There should be some process how they will ensure the incoming quality raw material, right? So that also you will come up with the quality standards, you will develop all the check sheets, you will prepare those check sheets, record those data, and then you will say finally lot is accepted or rejected. How you will ensure the quality during the process? So again, you will define your different parameters, okay, at the different stages, critical stages you will define, and then that is also process design, right? So under that different functional units, how you are designing the process. Within HR, how you are designing the process. How one, if any new entry is coming, how he is supposed to, go through all those stages of maybe joining to the final, maybe induction, placement, introduction, and all those things. That is also complete process. The process flow chart of that particular functional unit, right? Then we need to balance the resources, revenues, and cost. Now, what are the customer expectations and demands that will obviously, help you to gather what are the resources. You need to gather those resources, and then when you are acquiring those resources, obviously there will be cost, and when you will sell your product finally into the customer market, so then you will be generating the revenues. So you need to balance all these 3 points, right? And then continuously you need to ensure that you are evolving with your product and services design, right? Like Philips is always, they are coming with the advertisement like innovation and you, right? So that means whatever product they are selling today, tomorrow they will come with better promises, right? So they are somehow they are changing something with the product design, product features, process design, longevity they are ensuring, the smooth functioning of the product they are ensuring. So this is how they are renovating every day, right? Then you need to go with the overall operational strategy. So that also, if you are looking for expansion, you are coming up with a new model, you need to set up new production line. That is also responsibility of the manager, right? If you are looking for maybe acquiring some other functional unit, like we talked about, maybe we are into assembly part, we are acquiring some molding plant of some other unit, right? So then also you need to align the operation strategy between two organizations, right? Then streamlining and optimizing the production, obviously that is part of operation management. Production, under production also operation management, how we are converting the raw material into the finished one with minimum cost, right? Minimum cost means improved productivity and efficiency, and we should reduce the waste also when we are manufacturing the processes. So under this operation management, 4 different key concepts we can arrange these operational area into 4 different functional unit processes. You need to define all the processes. Like I defined, production is one process, ensuring quality is another process, storing your raw material is another process, packaging is another process, designing is another process, ensuring HRM is another process, right? These all are different processes within that organization, and under each process you have set of activities you are doing, right? To ensure quality, to ensure production, to ensure maintenance, timely maintenance to ensure the right skills, human skills are required. Then capacity, how you are developing the capacity, like we are talking about, some organization is focusing on maybe growth strategy, right, growth operation strategy. So that means they are looking towards producing more. Obviously growth strategy, they are looking in terms of some new markets, they are looking in terms of some new products, new offerings, whatever it is, but in the end they are going to enhance the capacity. Whatever they are producing right now, maybe they want to enhance the capacity. How they can enhance the capacity? So that also how you are designing expansion strategies, whether you kept in mind whether there is enough space to enhance the existing capacity, or sometimes whatever capacity you have, you can go for double shifts, you can go for triple shifts, you can, this is how you are managing up to some extent. But if still the demand is roaring, so how you will cope up with the demand? It's not that you will say to the customer that now after this we are not going to deliver. Because expansion, everyone wants expansion. If the growth is coming itself from the market, why don't we go for that? So that capacity utilization, whatever the space is, how efficiently we are utilizing the space, right? We have talked about warehousing utilization, right? We have talked about the truck carrying our inventory, how we can utilize the full container capacity, and then we can reduce the cost, right? So that is another functional unit of operation management, and through this we need to ensure the smooth flow of all those activities. See, these activities are linked. If quality control is not ensuring the raw material quality under IQC, incoming quality control, you cannot ensure the production, right? If proper HRM is not coming up with the the hiring process, placement process, who will ensure the quality? Who will be in the production department? Who will take care of the maintenance department? So these all activities, you need to ensure the smooth flow of these activities, right, within that organization. So process of operation management, planning, what needs to be done and what it needs to be done, that we need to ensure. How we'll design this? See, whatever these planning phases, or we are talking about the scheduling, even the execution, these all these kind of informations are coming from where? From the market end, from the customer, right? So first thing is how we are tapping our customer, how we are tapping the market potential, how we are recording the their requirements, what our competitors are doing, what other industries are doing in the same area, right? So that information is being supplied, being processed within your R&D unit, within your in-house manufacturing unit, and then you are developing a new product, new offerings, or maybe you are renovating again the same product in a better way, right? So after renovating, now again maybe you are changing some of the components of the raw material you are using, right? Or maybe you are using different design, process you need to change. So that means that information need to share with everyone when you are going to do that. So when you are planning to change your raw material suppliers, obviously they also need to change. I'm not saying that 100% components will be replaced, but maybe some components will be replaced by others, right? If you are seeking that maybe if AC we are manufacturing, without inverters or with inverter ACs are coming. So when with inverter ACs are coming, that technology you need to ensure, right? So then that you need to collaborate with those raw material suppliers who are providing those components, right? So then scheduling, when you need to perform each task, that is another important function of operation management. And when you are taking these decisions on time, obviously then only you can ensure the effective and efficient utilization of the resources, right? Execution will consume your resources. Those resources may be in terms of, we talked about always basic resources, 5 M's: man, money, machine, material, and methods. These are basic resources we usually talk about, but yes, technology, other skills we are using, manpower we are using, right? So there are so many other inputs, but these are, whenever we are talking about execution, that means we are consuming now resources. So this is a kind of process which ensures the execution and carries the maximum cost, right? Because actually we are doing that operation. So let's talk about different types of operations we are doing. First is manufacturing. Everyone is aware about what we are doing in manufacturing. We are designing the prototypes, then we are creating, then we are commercializing. After commercializing, we need to deliver those goods and products, services, whatever we have promised in the market, we need to do that, right? So for ensuring manufacturing, you need to ensure all the 5 M's, right? Minimum those 5 M's. Other than that, capacity, floor, production floor, all those things are also required, right? Your quality tools or all description sheets, documentation, everything is required as a resource, right? And those resources you will be consuming while converting your raw materials into finished one. Services, this is, we talked about services versus manufacturing, right? Here only basic difference is that your customer is part of your delivery process, right? So that means that in that way services industry is very heterogeneous kind of industry, where every service delivered is unique in its own way, right? Because continuously customer intervention is there. So how we can ensure that smooth and seamless experience? Retail itself is a kind of services industry. Product is coming from P&G, customer is coming from somewhere else. What as a retail unit I am doing? As a retailer, I am arranging the P&G inventory in my shelf, right? I am then managing the inventory. When we need to replenish the inventory, I am placing the order with P&G or any intermediary if wholesaler distributor is involved in that way, right? So this is kind of services I am providing, that I have located my retail store near to the customer, where customer can come and enjoy the products and my services of retail services, right? Talking about hospitality, so how you are directly interacting firstly with the first desk, housekeeping, how they are taking care of the cleanliness, standardization, and then sustainability. All those 5S housekeeping approach we talked about, Siri, Siso, Sketen, Shitsuke, and Shikose, right? So those 5S approach of Japanese term, how we can sort, how we can set in order. So those things, sustainable, shining, right? Cleanliness. So we talked about under hospitality. Logistics, again kind of services, because you are not carrying any product with you. So if I am shipping your product from point A to point B, I am not doing any value adding activity, just I am dropping the product at point V. So complete supply chain, how will take care of the operation, different functional units under that complete supply chain. Raw material acquisition is one operations. Placing order with the placing order and execution of those orders with the vendors is another functional unit, right? Inventory management is another functional unit. Storage house is another functional unit. Your manufacturing floor, production floor is another functional unit. Distribution is another functional unit. So how we can take care of the complete supply chain? So strategy of operation management, obviously first thing is how we can reduce the cost. See, these, if I'll talk about first 3, they are very interrelated. Quality, if I'm saying that if you are producing less rejection, that means you are very efficient with the process. Your process capability is very high. That means you are not producing any rejection. And whenever you are processing the final product or whatever components you are integrating in that final product, that also ensures the quality, because your process design is of such kind that is ensuring the quality itself. When you are ensuring the less rejection, obviously productivity will improve. Earlier what we were doing, so let's say the FOR, we'll talk about fall of rejection rate, was 5%. That means every 100 pieces we were producing, 5 we were rejecting because of the faulty operation, processes, handling, whatever we were doing during that manufacturing. So now if I can reduce this to 2%, so you see I simply added 3 more product into that. Now I am delivering, instead of 95, now I am delivering 97 products, quality products in the market. And how I can ensure that whatever 100 products I am manufacturing, all are quality products. So in that way, so see, productivity will be improved, quality obviously, and then will reduce the cost also. This is one way how we can reduce the process rejection during manufacturing, and will, because if we are damaging the product, that is also cost to our company and will not generate any revenue, because already we damaged those components during the process, right? So then optimally utilizing the data. See, to ensure the smooth operation, you need to first collect the data. collect the data from the market survey, trends, whatever you are doing, whatever way your sales team is generating the data, and then you need to figure out for that particular market, this is going to be the demand. As per that demand function, then you will start your operation. What operation? You will acquire the raw material, you will convert the raw material into finished one, and then finally move to the market to meet that demand, right? Setting goals and forecasting, like I told you, forecasting, all techniques whatever we will use that data, right? And then we will set the goals accordingly. Enhance collaboration, this is important. Operation management, see, if we are saying that we want to be very productive, right? Efficiency is our main parameter. So reducing cost is the primary concern if we are talking about the efficiency. And then if you are putting extra packaging, that means you are behaving in a wrong direction, you are operating in a wrong direction, because our manufacturing is the USP, whatever we are carrying right now is the minimum cost. How we can ensure the minimum packaging cost by reducing the extra packaging, or maybe by, but not at the cost of destroying that product, right? Then human resource management, already I talked about how we can ensure the smooth flow of this resource, which is very, very important long term asset if you are maintaining those resources with you. So this will improve the overall supply chain and internal collaboration as well, because this is total integrated system. One person cannot be efficient, the other person is saying we are not competing on cost. And then if BMW, they are competing just high status product, the class is totally different. So then if someone is coming with the idea of maybe some engine which will be more efficient in fuel efficient in that way, but compromising somewhere with the pickup or somewhere with the top speed, right? So that means the basic purpose of BMW or Mercedes or those kind of F1 racing cars is defeated, right? So we need to integrate, collaborate with every partner, and this baseline common thread should be there on what particular operation strategy we are working, right? So second part under this is material management. So material management means whatever material we are using in the manufacturing unit, we need to ensure the smooth supply. And while doing that, we need to ensure that optimum stock should be ensured. So that means, see, this is, we discussed about, once I am taking the inventory, let's say this is the total inventory right now, I1 is the point, right? So when I will start producing the finished goods, I will start depleting the inventory, and there must be some safety stock level. This is safety stock level, that when I am reaching at this point, automatically my purchase store department should give the indication who is maintaining the inventory to the purchase department, so that purchase department can place the purchase order. So at this point they will again replenish the inventory, it will reach at this point. So this will come again down and again will be replenished. So this is how we will maintain the safety stock. Even sometimes if it comes down, maybe while receiving the product, we need to ensure that it never touches the 0 point, because then the whole production line will sit idly. So while ensuring this smooth supply of the raw material, one thing is time we need to ensure, and cost also, and quality as well, right? So the fight here is how much quantity we should buy. Now let's say I don't want to keep much inventory because that is cost to me. So I am feeding only 100 units to my raw material supplier. You supply me 100 units in one lot. But the other person like Walmart, what he is doing, Walmart is supplying, instead of 100, they are asking for 10,000 units. So the purpose here is, maybe Walmart is maintaining the inventory, but the cost, the negotiation power Walmart is having over the other players, because they are feeding large order to their suppliers. So they can negotiate on that. They can negotiate not only on cost, but quality also, and the timing also, when they want the delivery, right? So that much market also you need to ensure when you want to be, in that cost efficient way, when you are enjoying the economies of scale, right? So that is the main function of material management, to ensure the smooth supply of the material with the minimum cost, quality, time constant is there always, so that your production line should not stop working. So main objective already we talked about, how we can lower the acquisition price of inventory, like Walmart is negotiating with the players. High inventory turnover means average sale, what is average sale, and average inventory you are maintaining. So if it is high, it is better, that means sales, your holding cost is very less, because frequently you are ensuring the consumption of that inventory into you are converting into sales, right. Continuous supply of material, consistent quality, and overall whatever cost, direct indirect cost is there when you are acquiring that material, and favorable supplier relationships when you are, because Walmart in that way is managing the good relationship with the suppliers, because they are feeding large order. In that way suppliers are also happy to lower down the cost, because they can also increase their margin because number of products they are producing. So these are some of the points you can go quickly, right. So material management, how you can ensure the make or buy decisions, right. Product improvement, on that way how you can ensure. Forecast is another very important technique we are using to ensure the smooth supply of the material, right. So material management components, MRP, you might have heard, we have some software like ERP which are helping for ensuring the quantity and timing of the raw material under raw material requirement planning, right, and purchase planning. So ordering cost and holding cost are two major components we need to take care when we are talking about the purchase, right. So economic order quantity we talk about when we should place the order and how much quantity should be ordered. So usually the graph is, if this is the quantity you are purchasing, this is the cost on the y axis. So obviously holding cost will increase like this, right. If you are holding 5 units, that much cost will be there. If you are holding 50 units, that much cost will be there. But ordering cost will reduce like this, because if you are placing 5 units order and then Walmart is placing 500 units, so per unit cost will reduce. So somewhere your economic order quantity will be this total cost where you are getting the minimum price, right. This is economic order quantity. This is how we are calculating the economic order quantity, where your holding cost and ordering cost are at equilibrium, right. So inventory control, again we need to ensure through material management how we can minimize the cost, and 3 types of inventory we are keeping with us, right. Material supply management, timely delivery of the quality material, that is the main motto of material management department, and quality control. So major function here is incoming quality control. The department which is ensuring the raw material quality, incoming quality control, has to ensure that whatever material as raw material is coming to the department should be defect free. So already we discussed about significance of material management, cost reduction, in that way how we can minimize the waste, and we are not keeping extra inventory, we are still ensuring the smooth supply, improved quality, already I related cost, quality and productivity, right. So then timely delivery when you are executing your plans, and those plans are based on the forecasting, based on the information based decisions. So obviously then timely delivery can be ensured, because you are timely informing your raw material suppliers when it is required, how much quantity is required, right. So and then the variety of the raw material required. Inventory optimization, how you can minimize, you can implement just in time for material management, is this the basic approach we are doing. Efficient supply chain, by reducing the waste, reducing the cost of producing the things, storing the things, minimizing the inventory, your supply chain will be efficient. So material management best practices you can see. So develop a comprehensive material management plan so that it should be shared throughout the supply chain, from the distribution network to the manufacturing house, and then to the raw material suppliers, so that all can share that one plan. And then implement inventory management best practices, maintain strong relationship. That will only happen when you are doing the payments on time, and whatever you are you are grooming your product or processes, you need to help your vendor also to groom their product basket, and ensure that they are supplying those minimum orders, so that they can also ensure the minimum profits for what they are doing, right. So continuously monitor and analyze data. So that matrix we developed you need to track that matrix, and then you need to record the data, how we can perform on that data. And then ERP kind of software, enterprise resource planning, we can use those kind of technology to plan our materials. So what are the challenges for material management? Because we are having complex supply chain, it's not that easy. So if you are talking about sugar industry or steel industry, directly getting the ore from the core and then processing it, melting it and converting into steel rod, very simple supply chain. But then distribution network is also very simple, right? So all the retailers, you are feeding those retailers and they are supplying to the customers. But let's talk about automobile industry, car, where different products you are using. You are using glass, you are using rubber, you are using tires, you are using engines, you are using so many different metal components, right? So different leather you are using, so many different, you are using wood also, you are using so many different components. More than 1000 vendors are associated with you. So in that way, keeping the record, keeping the information, data management also very big challenge for those kind of managing all those vendors. If you are using more than 500 components, 1000 components, if you are keeping minimum 3 vendors for each component, so directly 3000 vendors you are managing, right? So cost control, when you need to negotiate with the suppliers, that depends upon how much you are purchasing, you can negotiate. Quality control, already we discussed that you need to provide the specification to your raw material suppliers so that they can supply you as per that. So how they can improve the profitability? Cost they need to reduce, logistics cost, that operation management need to reduce the logistic cost, inventory carrying cost, already we discussed that graph, how if inventory is more, holding cost is more. Waste cost, if you are producing rejection, if rejection is coming from the distribution and the retail chain, retail shop is sending back the material because it is defected during damage during the transportation, that also it is cost. Manufacturing cost of converting raw material into finished one, how you can minimize that, how you can be more productive, right? So and then reduction of working capital required, how you can reduce that, because if you are keeping 10,000 inventory, 10,000 crore inventory always in your stock, you can see that is something lying idle with you. You are not generating any revenue out of that, because as long as you are depleting that, you are refilling that. So that how you can minimize that so that the working capital required can be minimized. Last is production management in the second stream, which talks about how quickly with the quality you can produce the finished goods and services, right? That is production. Now we are talking about the production floor, which is responsible for converting, transforming raw material into finished one by taking all those 5 or 6 M's, right? Market here is added because it is providing you that information when and how much you need to produce and what quality, what features you need to add. So these are couple of the definition you can go for, right? What are the different production units. So I'll just go through in detail. I'll give you another diagram how we can read these types of manufacturing processes. So just we can understand when we are talking about the manufacturing processes, we can divide into 3 types: continuous manufacturing process, semi-continuous manufacturing process, or intermittent process. It will help you to understand in a better way, like the diagram I have given in that PPT. So this will help you to understand. And then in project management, continuous is a kind of like steel industry, continuous we are producing, right? Sugar industry, salt industry, continuously we are sure about the demand, we are sure about the supply, so continuously day and night we are producing, there is no variation, right? When we are talking about semi-continuous supply, semi-continuous means in between we are doing the changeovers. So changeover, because we are coming up not with the standard product, but here what is happening, we are coming up with the so many different models. If you talk about automobile industry, Maruti Suzuki is coming up with all the vehicles with the petrol version, maybe 10 different variants are there, diesel version 10 different variants are. So maybe on 3 production line you are manufacturing these 20 models, not only 20 models, then different colors. So if you are providing 5 colors, so you just imagine 100, sorry,
20, so 100 different models will be there. So on 3 production lines, you will run 100 different models. So that means you need to change those models in between. So in between you are stopping. Intermittent process is either you talk about your job shop production or batch production. In pharmaceutical industry, you have seen we produce in batches where the ingredients changes, but the machinery we are using to convert those raw material into finished remains the same. So steps also remains the same, right? So tablet, if you are producing tablets, so only thing is you are changing the ingredients, and then through the same machine, through the same recipe, you are doing that. Job shop, maybe restaurant is the best example for job shop, where maybe different orders, different recipes, different equipment, sometimes oven is used, sometimes stove is used, sometimes some other things you are using, right? So that means that is job shop. And project is a kind of big project where it's only one product, we are not producing in quantity. Like if you are talking about road construction, if you are talking about real estate industry, if you are talking about shipbuilding, so those are kind of examples where we talk about project management. So these are you can understand this manufacturing processes depending upon how much quantity we are producing. So that different manufacturing processes we can define, right? So objectives of production management: ensure right quantity of goods and services to meet the customer demand, maintain the right quality standard throughout the production process. You need to ensure and delivery of the product services at the right time as per the customer expectation and deadlines, and you need to ensure the overall profitability as well, right? So as production manager, what are the function, responsibility? Product and resource selection. First you will select the product, you will design the product, as for that you will select the resources. And then production planning, PPC, production planning and control department is there, which will help you to identify that model 1 will be this much units will manufacture today, model 2 then will ship to model 2, these many units will manufacture. So PPC is helping all the production schedules, when particular model should be made, how much it should be made. So depending upon that data it is performing. And then machine maintenance and replacement, how quickly you are responding to breakdowns if something is happening. So that is important because that will shut down your production line temporarily and will lower the productivity. So these are some of the strategy for effective production management. Continuous improvement, you need to ensure it's not that one level, if you have reached at this level, go for the next level. If you are reached at this level, then go for the next level. This is how continuous improvement and just in time is one example where we can ensure the inventory, smooth inventory whenever it is required without maintaining inventory within your house, right? Total productive maintenance already talked about, and supply chain management is important for effective production management to ensure the smooth supply. This is a kind of example you can see. If you are a furniture manufacturer, so type of furniture you are producing and what are the sources required, you are checking those with the market demand, and then you are meeting those whatever standards are, what type of wood customer demands, and then as per that quality, durability also you can go for, right? So now we'll quickly go through the third stream because already we discussed about logistics and distribution management, right? So we talked about, when we talked about logistics management, transportation as one part, warehousing second, inventory management, fulfillment and distribution, right? Fourth part. So this is complete. The basic objective of logistics management is to ensure the right product, right time, right quantity, right quality, right customer, right at right location. So that is the basic purpose of logistics management. And benefits of, if you are managing your logistics in a better way, so you will be high, profitability will be there, productivity efficiency will be there, enhanced customer experience, they will be more satisfied. And if you are doing the inventory planning, warehousing cost can be reduced, transportation planning, transportation cost can be reduced by picking the optimal routes, and likewise you can be adding more into your profits, right? Component of this: warehouse management, transportation management, distribution management. We have discussed in the initial sessions in detail what are softwares we are using to ensure these things, right? So warehouse management, picking, packing and shipping, again how you are managing the inventory, barcode scanning, radio frequency identification, automation, warehouses we have, automated equipments we are there, those robots are managing the inventory. During transportation, management software which will help you to identify the the best route depending upon the road condition, the distance you are traveling, so that it will help you to minimize the overall cost. So last function is your distribution management, and distribution management, how you are recording the order, how you are distributing that order, right. So between that you need to manage the data, right, that is being recorded from the customer in terms of order, then how you are ensuring the inventory, then sale analysis also depend, because this distribution team is directly interacting with the customer market. So their data will be helpful to analyze the sales, managing the stocks, how quickly you can fulfill the order, depending upon that only. If you have predicted through your distribution network how the demand going to behave in the next month, you can again go for that, right. So then price circulation and control through your proper minimizing the inventory and minimizing the distribution cost, centralization of data. This is important because this data should be centralized but should be shared throughout. Only that integration and collaboration through all the players can be ensured, and the minimum time distribution can happen, right. So these are some of the advantages of distribution management, because already we talked about in detail, right, distribution function. So challenges, we don't have that much manpower and skilled manpower required these days to handle the updated automated warehouses. Inadequate capital, in that way sometimes we don't want to invest into the new technology, even if it is available and for better version it is available, even then we are hesitant to adopt that technology. So these are some of the challenges, right. So now till now we have seen that this supply chain can be divided into 3 different streams, and how the first stream, if you are ensuring the smooth functioning, the second stream is depending upon the first stream. Unless they are not ensuring the supply of the raw material, that cannot be processed in the second stream. Second stream will process the raw material on time, with quality, with less cost, efficient and effective way, then only the customer experience can be enhanced to the distribution network. So these are some of the references you can go through. So that's all. Thank you very much.